Hello,
Hello, Mr. Kibet.
how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm also fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And thank you very much for today's talking. And we are students from the Faculty of Education. And I'm Nancy Zhang, and that's my partner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for inviting me to attend this interview. When I got the message from Ria, Ms. Wang, we were discussing about your visit to Africa, and
Yeah.
she told me that you wanted to have an interview about Africa's education system, specifically Kenya.
Yeah.
I said, okay, since I've been in service for quite some time, we can have an engagement and also understand what you really want to know before you go to Africa. Understand that you will be going to Mauritius. You'll also be going to Kenya, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it will be really great to see you in Kenya because I think that August 2nd I'll be landing back in Kenya, so we will meet at the airport.
Oh,
So,
that's great.
you shared with me some questions, and maybe you can start
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, this talk will take about 40 to 50 minutes, and do you mind if we record the screen? It just helps with note taking.
There's no problem. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, thank you. And everything you share is just for our internal research, and we will keep your personal information confidential. And just feel free to skip any question.
It's all right. You will also allow me to record because International Center for Teacher Education was also interested with this interview, so I can also record from this end.
Yeah.
Let me. Okay, so we can proceed. I've recorded.
Okay. And first question, could you briefly introduce your TVET institution and your main responsibilities as deputy principal?
Thank you so much. I want to maybe introduce my name first. I'm Titus Kibet Rotich, a deputy principal in charge of academic affairs in Kenya. I served with the State Department for TVET since 2019 as a permanent employee. Before then, I've served in other institutions under governing council. I want to just mention that I've been in service for 10 years now. So I started way back in 2015 as a teaching practice teacher at Kibet National Polytechnic. I also graduated in the year 2016 and also got an employment as governing council trainer at Eldoret National Polytechnic. By then, I was just a classroom trainer and a class coordinator. Then in 2019, I was deployed officially to Aldai Technical Training Institute as a trainer. Later, I became a deputy registrar. I became a registrar. I became a deputy principal. So I've served for 10 years, as I mentioned. In 2023, I was deployed to TVET, Technical Vocational College, as a deputy principal in charge of academic affairs. So I've been in TVET for quite some time. So to be specific, my duties and responsibilities include supervising implementation of academic programs and CBET curriculum, delivery across departments in TVET institutions. So I also supervise and evaluate trainers' performance through structured appraisals. We also do classroom observations, We also do what we call continuous professional development needs assessment. Sometimes maybe trainers are not able to deliver and they need to also share their own experiences so that we plan for their CBDs. The CBD assessment is specifically meant to improve instructional quality and even graduate outcomes at the end of their programs. So I also spearhead the CBD institutionalization framework that links trainer professional development to competency benchmarks and also national quality assurance standards. In a nutshell, I manage academic operations, including human resource, training equipment, allocation of learning materials across multiple departments. So we have different programs that are offered in TVET institutions. Do you mind if I continue discussing about the programs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in TVET, we have both technical and business programs. I want to just mention those technical programs that are related to engineering. We have building and civil engineering courses. We have hospitality and tourism management courses. We also have fashion and design and cosmetology. We also have mechanical and automotive engineering courses. We also have computing and informatics programs. We also have general agriculture and environmental studies. We also have electrical and electronics engineering. In business, we have various business courses, including human resource management, supply chain management. We have accounting, office administration, including liberal and social studies. Those include social work and community development courses. These are programs specifically for TVET, Technical Vocational College, where I served before I came to China.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to ask what age of your student in your institution, from which age to maybe adult or
Okay.
or middle school?
Yeah, I understand. In TVET, we admit students who are aged between 17 years. Those are senior school students or senior school graduates who have just completed their senior school program. From 18 years up to even 30s, most of the students we admit are between 17 years up to 35. But sometimes we also have senior students who come in after working for quite some few years and they want to upgrade their qualifications. We still admit them. We also admit those students who might not have had an opportunity to be admitted to senior school. There are those students who might have missed some opportunities to be admitted to senior schools because of one reason or the other. So we also admit them to level 3 programs. Those are certificate vocational programs that students who have not gone to senior school can enroll to then go directly to the job market. That should be around 14 years there.
Got it. And I saw you just graduated from ECNU today.
True, yeah.
So, which major did you choose?
Last year, 2025, I was enrolled for a 1-year master's program at East China Normal University, that is educational leadership and policy development. So the orientation of the program is education management master's. It's a 1-year program.
I see.
Yeah.
And from your observation, what are the top 3 biggest challenges that teachers at your college face in their daily work?
Of course, as the management of TVET institutions, there are quite a number of challenges that we experience on our daily work. The most common problem that we experience is the shortage of trainers and overcrowded classes. Sometimes we have high trainer to trainee ratios. Sometimes we have up to 100 students in a classroom, and especially the technical courses. The standard number of an engineering class should be at least 25. But looking at the current enrollment across TVET institutions, there is an influx to some extent. So sometimes these practical courses or technical courses that requires more practice have up to 40 plus students, which becomes a challenge to most of the trainers. So this shortage really affects the delivery of quality instruction sometimes.
Got it. And now shifting to your own role as a deputy principal, what do you find most challenging in your work?
Before I even go to my position as the deputy principal in charge of academics, there are other challenges that also affect daily execution of duties of trainers. Sometimes we have inadequate resources, sometimes it's about infrastructure. So underfunding affects really daily operations, leading to improvisation of practical materials and even frustration when trying to align training with industry standards. Sometimes most of the equipments are not aligned directly to what the industry requires. So our trainers sometimes really have a serious challenge when doing their practicals. We also have poor remuneration. I have had some challenges with trainers who just leave workstations without even notifying because of the remuneration. In Kenya, we have two types of trainers. There are those trainers who are under contract, and those trainers who are permanent and pensionable, those who have been employed by Public Service Commission, and then those who have been employed by governing councils and boards of governors. So there are two distinct employees in TVET, and of course those who are non-teaching. So the difference in the payment sometimes demoralize those who are working because their duties are more or less the same. So those who are paid less sometimes feel like we need to be paid equally. So as the government employs over a number of years, because employment is staggered over a period of at least once or twice in a year, so not all of them have had an opportunity to be employed on permanent. So this one sometimes affects their execution of duties. So reforms in funding, trainer recruitment, remuneration, harmonization, and industry collaborations are frequently recommended to address this. So these are things that have been written in reports, and the ministry is aware about these challenges. So back to my duty as deputy principal. So as I mentioned, that due to overcrowding in classes, overseeing this curriculum delivery with a shortage of trainers while still monitoring their work. Also, motivating trainers is not easy because sometimes they're under pressure and they really feel like we need more than just guidance and motivation. So managing them is a bit tricky. So we also have ensuring availability of instructional materials and maintaining quality standards. Because of the challenges of resources, the availability of instructional materials becomes a tricky issue because we are managing what is limited. Of course, there are other needs in the institution, so we try to ask trainers to improvise and become creative in doing their practicals. We also have a challenge when it comes to partnerships for industry linkages, attachments, dual TVET, and income generating activities. So we have tried to bridge this gap of financial challenges by introducing income generating activities to supplement what the government gives as grants. So most of the institutions are really trying to put in place income generating activities to make sure that these challenges of resources are addressed. So there's pressure everywhere to deliver industry-aligned training amid these resource and trainer constraints.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And next question. Kenya is transitioning from traditional curricula to CBET, CBET.
Yeah, CBET.
Yeah.
to,
Yeah. So is it you saw it in your daily work?
There has been challenges with transition from the traditional curriculum, that is the theory-based curriculum, to CBET. Now we are doing modular curriculum. So managing these transitions like modular CBET has led to some enrollment drops in some schools because of fees issues. And the implementation others in some institutions generally because of lack of understanding on these directives that come from the State Department. So even continuously building the capacity of the trainers to implement this modular program is still a challenge to most of the deputies and even the principals in these institutions. So it is the biggest challenge, transitioning from one curriculum to another one. As some challenges because parents still have a perception that the old curriculum was better than the current curriculum. So I think these perceptions are being addressed by the State Department. We have had officers sent from the State Department to come and work with the central government officers in the ground, especially the regional administrative officers. We call them GAO. Those are the national government administrative officers or state officers in the ground to sensitize the communities and colleges about the relevance of this particular CBET program. So these transitions have become an issue. But recently the government was trying to address the issues of fee payment. It's now very clear that the students are supposed to pay one-off fees that include both assessments and training. So they will not be paying fees separately. Like the assessment fees is included in the current fee structure that has been released by the State Department for TVET.
Okay.
Yeah.
And next question. In your view, what capacities or experience do deputy principals most need to develop in order to move into a principal role?
Yeah, to me, moving to the principal position sometimes requires some kind of strategic thinking beyond academics and training. There is more than just being a principal. A principal is an institutional head who is supposed to really show some strategic leadership. They need to understand financial and resource management. They also need to learn how to engage stakeholders across different sectors. They also need to learn about people management, maybe. And also, principals must also build partnership with the industry and lead institutional transformation, because leadership is about understanding the people you are leading. So basically, it's about strategic leadership, resource management, and even resource mobilization to ensure that you are able to manage an institution efficiently. That's basically my view about being a principal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in terms of TVET education, which African countries do you think are similar to Kenya, and which ones are clearly different?
In terms of TVET education, I've done some comparative research in Africa and also in Asia. And I want to mention that Kenya shares many similarities with Rwanda, TVET. Uganda also has it, Ghana, and Tanzania. They have been trying to implement competency-based training and even strengthening industry linkages. But South Africa has more advanced TVET systems, and due to their stronger industrialization and even greater investment in terms of funding. So we also have Mauritius. Mauritius really benefits from well-established education system that is well-resourced, because maybe the country is too small, so they have more organized system. So to me, we have more close relations with Rwanda, Ghana, and South Africa. But South African system has really advanced its TVET training more than Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah.
And looking at ECNU's curriculum,
Yeah.
what has been most useful to you as a deputy principal, and what has felt less relevant or too far removed from the reality of Tibet in Kenya?
Looking at the ECNU curriculum, especially the master's program that I recently graduated from, I felt like the master's program was good, yes, and but to me, I could want to see a more practical master's degree because TVET is about practice. So to me, the most relevant courses that I found it more important to my role as a deputy principal and as a TVET leader, one is the school leadership and the theories that we were taught. We have social science foundation of education policy and leadership. We also had education policy reforms, the international perspective and comparative education. We also have education research methodologies. We had education supervision and assessment, teacher policy and teacher development. We also had ICT in education, was the most valuable one among the courses that I covered during my master's studies. So these courses have really strengthened my leadership skills, policy analysis, and even evidence-based decision making. So I would like to see more TVET-specific leadership courses with practical case studies. If you ask me which courses specifically, I can say that I would wish that some courses like TVET leadership, TVET quality assurance, industry partnerships, digital transformation, AI education, and resource mobilization may be included in this particular master's program in future, if possible, because it's a recommendation. Yeah.
Okay, and will the curriculum arrange some visits to our local school or TVET or local classroom in China?
Yeah.
Wow. How frequent did it make you more familiar to our China classroom or China school?
The visits that we made to the schools in Shanghai, they were basic schools, but to me, I could wish to see more visits to vocational colleges and even university polytechnics, if possible. The advantage that I saw in those schools that we visited around Shanghai city is that those schools have AI labs. They are more practical. The students' sessions were well organized, and what surprised me most is the language of instruction. At some point, the language of instruction was Chinese. To me, I didn't know that it's possible to just teach students using their mother's language. It's something that really impressed me here in China, and maybe when I go back to my country, I will ask the stakeholders to also consider having the language of instruction as the first language, the mother's language, for especially the basic education. Actually, it makes learning more interesting when students are taught with their first language. Yeah.
So you in Kenya, school teach students in English or other language?
We teach students in English, but you see, English is not our first language. We use English in schools. We have two national languages, that is English and Swahili, but Kenya is a multi-ethnic country. We have over 46 ethnic communities. So every child is born with their with their own language, like they come from a community. So they come out of their homes to school with their first language. But when they go to school, they learn using English and Swahili most probably. Yeah.
So will the students use their mother language in school?
No.
To the test?
They are not allowed.
All English?
No, it's only English. English
Okay.
is used for instruction, yeah.
Has your institution been involved in any China-Kenya Kibet cooperation projects?
Yeah, sure. Kenya has benefited from Chinese equipment. Like Kenya has benefited from Kenya-China cooperation through trainers, training. Sometimes back, some TVET trainers came to China to be trained on how to use some training equipment before they were supplied to Kenya. So we have what we call, there's a company that is called AVIC that has been supplying training equipment to TVET institutions in Kenya. We have Huawei also. I've been trying to build some AI labs in Kenya. We have Kenya School of TVET. It's been trying to establish an AI lab. We have had also Chinese contractors putting up infrastructure, especially the roads in Kenya. So we've been having some partnership with Chinese industries to undertake some joint training, especially in TVET, where students go to Chinese industries to do their internship and some attachments, especially the industrial attachments sometimes. So these collaborations have really strengthened TVET capacity and even promoted technology transfer between these two countries, honestly, yeah.
So from your perspective, what do you think is the most valuable outcome of this cooperation?
The most important and valuable thing about this cooperation is the technology transfer. You see, Kenya is looking up to China's technology. Most of the technology that we use is Chinese. So this technology transfer is more important in terms of training. So at least our students are exposed to what the industry needs before they officially come out of the training institutions and go to the industries to work. So they are aware of what is happening in the industry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if ECNU were to develop a training program for school leaders in partnership with Kenya, what do you think should be the top priority area?
Okay, like if ECNU is to develop a training program for school leaders in partnership with Kenya, for example, the top priorities should be instructional leadership and quality improvement. That should be given a priority. How to transform institutions and ensure that there is quality improvement always is the top priority if any program is to be developed by ECNU for purposes of schools and TVET leaders in Kenya. So the program should focus on curriculum implementation, continuous professional development, quality assurance, digital transformation, and even industry partnership, specifically for TVET training. Because trainees are being trained in schools, but after school they are supposed to go to the industry. If they do not really get that particular technology that is there in the industry, they will not be able to work in those industries. So the priority should be how this particular industry partnership should be done to allow TVET leaders understand that industrial partnership is very important. Yeah.
Okay, next part. How do you first find out about this program? And after you learned about it, what made you decide to apply?
At first, how I found out about this program is that I had a friend who came to China some years back. He was my colleague. He's called Fred Kimweno. When he graduated after 2 years, I asked him, what exactly did you do? He told me about this program. So when I was going through the Ministry of Education websites, I came across a Chinese scholarship that the government had advertised. So to me, I wanted to strengthen my leadership capacity and learn from Chinese education system. So as a deputy principal in charge of academic affairs, I believed that the program that I needed was to help me improve institutional leadership and instructional quality in Kenya's TVET sector. So I chose education management because it was directly related to the current duties and responsibilities that have been given by the State Department for TVET. So that is the major motivation why I applied for this program. Yeah.
Okay. Now, and how smooth was the entire progress from your decision to apply to actually arriving here? And which steps did you find most difficult?
Actually, the Chinese scholarship portal is very user friendly, and the process was generally smooth. So the main challenge was actually documentation, especially the visa application process, because at some point the visa application portal could not accept my passport. I think because of the dimensions of the passport photo that I took. So I had some difficulties until I called a friend who was doing some visa applications to come and help me in my house. So generally it was smooth, but the dimensions of the passport photo was a problem. But later it was resolved, and I really appreciate the fact that the Chinese portal is so user friendly. Yeah.
Okay, got it. And if we were to promote this program in Kenya, what information or channels do you think would be most effective? And what factors would make other TVET leaders to want to come, and what factors might make them hesitate?
To me, actually, as I mentioned, that it is the Ministry of Education that really advertised this particular master's program scholarship. So the best channels that we can use to market this particular program is through the Ministry of Education, specifically the State Department for TVET. If we are to attract more TVET leaders to enroll to this program, we can use the State Department for TVET. We can also use TVET institutions directly. We can also use alumni networks and success stories from alumni from East China Normal University. We can also use seminars and workshops and even social media to market this particular program. So success stories from alumni will really encourage educational leaders from TVET schools to apply for this particular master's program. So to me, the success stories really matters. And also using the State Department for TVET institutions, workshops to market this program. Yeah, it will work.
I want to ask what platform or a social media platform or apps do you use in Kenya?
The most common social media platform that we use in Kenya is Facebook. We have X, formerly Twitter. We have Instagram. We have TikTok. We have YouTube. We have Imo. Telegram. There are so many social media platforms, but the major three platforms are the X, that's Twitter, we have Facebook and Instagram. They are the most common social media platforms that we can use. Yeah.
So maybe we post our advertisement on these platforms. It may be help.
Yeah, it will. And of course, when we go there, we will tell stories about China, and most of the institutional leaders and trainers will be attracted to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you return to Kenya, how do you plan to use what you've learned at ECNU in your work?
Actually, there's a lot I've learned in China, but to me, when I return, I will strengthen instructional leadership by improving trainer professional development, because that is where my thesis focused on. I will also be promoting data-driven decision making and enhancing quality assurance, and even expanding industry partnerships, since I have really studied a lot about institutional and enterprise cooperation here in China. It really made sense to me that it's very important for institutions and enterprises to partner together. I also hope to contribute to national TVET CBD policy discussions when I go back to Kenya. Yeah.
Okay. And if we were to set up an ECNU alumni network for Kenyan graduates in education, and how do you think it should work? And what role could you play in it?
Alumni network for Kenyan graduates in education. The network should actually promote continuous learning, collaborative research, mentoring, and even policy dialogue, especially in education, both basic education and higher education. So I would actively mentor future scholars who are interested to come to China to study their masters. I will also be strengthening partnership between East China Normal University and Kenyan TVET institutions and maybe schools, and also support professional development initiatives. I want to mention that I've really played a critical role in connecting our State Department for TVET in Kenya, Kenya School of TVET, with the International Center for Teacher Education. We've been trying to have a close relations. We have written some letters to the State Department. We have written some letters to Kenya School of TVET to accept a courtesy call from our center, specifically the International Center for Teacher Education here in ECNU, the Faculty of Education. So I'm already working as a mentor to most of the scholars, because already I have a website that supports most of the researchers in doing their writing. I also support scholarship applications. The website is www.trendsinwriting.com. So if anyone is interested, we can keep in touch and connect together through that particular website.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the final question. And before we finish, would you be comfortable if we take a screenshot of our meeting window, and we might use it in our official WeChat account to share about our research activities?
Yeah, sure, you can proceed. It's okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. And do you have any questions to us?
I do not have any questions, unless you have more questions for me.
Okay. And we are happy to show you that post before it goes up.
Yeah.
And thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really look forward meeting you in Nairobi, and we will at least take some coffee if possible, because I'm very sure you'll be coming out at 5:30. So possibly we will be together there to see you off and say bye-bye to you when you will be coming back to China. But do not miss to have an experience with Kenya Safari. Try to have an experience in one of the national parks. Of course, we have organized for a tour across Nairobi National Park for you people to enjoy our safari experience. It's one of the Kenya's best tourist attraction, and we really look forward you to also have other Chinese people to come and visit Kenya and have an experience with our national parks, and even feel the Kenya's weather. Kenya's weather is very good. It's also just like spring here in Shanghai sometimes.
Yeah, I've seen the safari in social media platforms, and that's really cool.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And that's the end of this interview. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.